Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome to our channel Patio Heat, where we provide a visual concept of infrared heating as well as tips for ideal patio comfort. Check out our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. We appreciate if you hit that like button. It helps others find our channel. Now let's get heating. All right, so this was a legend that a electrician sent to us, and the only information that we got was basically that the scale of the drawing as well as this image that you're seeing here on the floor. And so what I've done is I've placed a couple of units up here, the fans, the lights, and I kind of just followed the design. So let's go ahead and look at the dimensions that we have here, overall dimensions. I have these can lights at 6'1", and these at 6'1" off the inside edge of the wall, inside edge of the wall to the fan I have at 8'6", same over here, 8'6", and I have overall dimension of 24 foot 9 inches by 20 foot 6 1/8 to the back edge over here, and then also this 45-degree tilt here roughly is at 15.5 and 5/16, and then I just chose 8 foot as the installation height. So the height might be a little bit different. I arbitrarily placed just a fan here, and you can see that I have this little circle here that represents a 4-foot diameter fan. That's what I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend anything larger than that, and you'll see why here in a minute. Anything else? I think that's about it. The customer did have these units placed down here that shows a shorter unit, and I'm going to recommend a longer 6,000 watt unit just based on this overall space itself and the amount of heat that you can get out of a 6,000 watt unit. You might see here looks like it might be daisy chained to each unit. You're going to need more power than that, so you're going to have individual circuits come into each individual heater. These are 6,000 watt 240 volt 25 amp heaters themselves, each one, so it will require individual circuits, I would believe, to each unit. Unless you were going to manage them off of a single very large circuit itself. So anyways, I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and look at some of the footprints of heat. Well, first let's go ahead and do the clearances below, and I'm going to turn off the overall dimensions here. So the reason I chose that 4-inch diameter fan, let me just turn that back on, sorry about that. This 4-inch diameter fan is that I need 18 inches of clearance from the edge of the heater, so this inside edge of the heater, to any combustible surface. So if those fan blades are combustible, I need 18 inches away, and if you see here, this 4-inch diameter fan would be at that perfect dimension, just at that 18 inches away. There's 18 inches away all around the heater itself, so on all 4 sides, and then 36 inches down below that you want to keep away from combustible items. All right, so I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. So footprint of heat, and I'm going to turn off these clearances here. You can see that we're only getting a partial coverage here with this type of layout, and that's why I chose the 6,000 watts, so we get a larger throw left to right here. And also yeah, it does require additional heat. I mean, if you looked at a floor plan here, you would calculate about 7.6 heaters or something of that nature for this whole space, and you can see we only have 4 here right now, so that's not giving us adequate coverage. And so I'm going to recommend that they use some additional units if they want to heat up this whole entire space. There are basically 3 walls, and I'm going to assume a flat ceiling. It needs to be a flat ceiling if you're going to have a flush mount in there. A flush mount cannot be placed on a sloped ceiling whatsoever. It needs to have adequate ventilation or air movement around the heater itself. These little openings here allows for that ventilation. You have the flush mount kit, you have the heater itself, and then you have a 1-hour fire rated 7/8 drywall enclosure that you need to build on site, and that goes around all 4 sides including the top. All right, so let's go ahead and look at a additional recommendation. I'm going to recommend that you also install possibly 2 more units in the center of the patio. And again, if you look at the clearances to combustibles, we're still meeting that with that 4-inch diameter fan blade. That's why that's important. All the other clearances look fine. as far as that's concerned. And just so you see that I have, let's see if I have this here. So here's my overall dimensions of where I place the heaters. I got 4'7" and 15/16 to the center of the unit, and then the next one, or the center of the 2 units here, would be 7'8" and 9/16, and that would be dead center into the middle of the patio. And then same over here, same over here, 4 and 7. 4 feet 7 and 15/16, and then the center of the unit I have from the edge of this wall here at 4 foot and 5/8 of an inch to the center, and then the next set of heaters would be at 9 feet center to center. I also assume that there's probably going to be some type of beam that's coming across here, and so that's why I started it at this point here. I need that 18 inches away from that beam as well if it's going to be there. So alright, so let's just see what that would look like with the top on there. What I've done here is, let me turn off the clearances here. So what I've done here is I've taken that flush mount frame, and I made a little mistake there, but I'll use this as an example here. So the flush mount frame is in there, and then I have a stucco finish all the way up to the edge of the well, 1/2 inch away from these openings here, so that needs to be a 1/2 inch away, and then you could put a stucco finish or even a wood finish. If you have a wood finish, you need to make sure that the elevation of the bottom of the heater is below that and at the same elevation as the wooden finish, with the at least a clearance over here, I said, of 1/2 of an inch away from these holes. And there you can see that we have a good footprint of heat throughout the entire space here. Let's see if that. And then if you do use a control system, the control system needs to be in a well ventilated space. I would use, probably 3 zones, but the controller itself would have to be a 4-zone control because of the amount of power that's being consumed, the 25 amps each. So yeah, you'd want to either put 3 zones. You could go up to 6 zones, but the panel has to be a 6-zone panel. So it's 150 amps total panel for this space here. And I think that's about it. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review what you might have, send your request into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Hit that like button. It really helps us out, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you, and have a great day.